Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's good to be back. I was planning on taking a couple of weeks off just to get a few things sorted, but to be honest, I miss doing this. I really miss doing this. So I thought I'd surprise you all with a video this morning. First of all, before I go any further, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Hope we all have a really good 2023. 2022 wasn't bad, but we can always improve on it. So all the best to every one of you. And also thanks to everybody that has contributed to the group over the last 12 months or so. You've all done an absolutely amazing job. You've basically made this group what it is today, which I would hope to think, well, I would like to think that it's the envy of the movie discussion community. As I've said before, what we've got here is completely unique. We have a magnificent blend of people, all with different tastes, all with different opinions, all coming together to discuss the one thing we do have in common, which is movies, films. So yeah, thank you each and every one of you for all the contributions that you've made to the group, and of course to the YouTube channel. Hopefully we will do bigger and better things this year. I'm going to run through a load of shout outs here, just to basically say hi and to thank you for everything that you've done. First of all, Jason, our very own Victor Meldrew, the best grump ever. Mate, we love you just the way you are. We really do. Thanks, mate, for everything that you've done over the last 12 months, and I feel sure that you're going to continue doing it through this year. Really looking forward to the new thread. I've seen the first post already, which is Jack Nicholson in The Pledge. For those of you that don't know, Jason's just started a thread which is going to run for about, I think he said 200 days, so we're getting fairly way through the year with that one. And it's called Forgotten Movies. And it's basically picking an actor or an actress or a genre that has, let's say, very popular movies, and picking out one that seems to get overlooked or forgotten. You've started off with a corker there, Jack Nicholson, dude. I can't. I've been looking through his movies, trying to find one that I have seen that I would class as forgotten, and I couldn't actually find one. The only one I could come up with on that is Easy Rider. It's not really a forgotten movie, but I think some people forget that Jack Nicholson was in it. When you talk about Easy Rider, you tend to talk about Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, and the basic storyline of it, and the controversial opinions that it caused when it first came out. But I think people tend to forget that Jack Nicholson was actually in that. So that's the only one that I can think of. I have seen it quite a few times and absolutely love it. But that's a cracking first post on that, mate. And I look forward to seeing what's coming with the rest of it. So again, thanks ever so much, Jason, for everything that you do. This group absolutely would not be the same without you. Next, Chris, for your amazing videos, mate. Really love them. Thanks ever so much for the Christmas movie Adventathon. Was it Adventathon or Movieathon? I can't remember what it was. But this actually goes out to all of you, not just Chris. It's everybody that contributed to the Christmas threads. There were movies, there were adverts, posts. There was all sorts. You basically turned the group into a really festive place to be. And I thought it was brilliant. I loved it every day. But love your videos, Chris. Keep them coming. I want to do more, not special effects, but the kind of stuff that you do. Do you know what I mean? Sort of punchy little effects and stuff like that. But I haven't got the knowledge to do it. So chances are I will keep doing exactly what I'm doing. But I love watching your videos, mate, as the group do. So keep them coming. Mark, the trivia, thanks ever so much for all that, dude. This is something that comes every day. You're basically filling our heads with information that we didn't know we needed to know, but actually we do. So, loving reading these things every day. I think my favourite this week was the Back to the Future one, where you tell us that the DeLorean was originally going to be a refrigerator, but they changed their minds due to the fact they were worried that kids would imitate it and get trapped inside them. We all remember the campaign, the public information film campaign in the 70s about kids playing in abandoned refrigerators and getting locked in and suffocating and all that sort of thing. So I diverse. So yeah, keep the trivia coming, mate. Loving that. That brightens my day up every day. Guy Jessup Braithwaite, thank you for just being random, and our very own Dean Martin. Can't wait to see the new Random Guy Experience videos when they start. You're unique, mate. You're absolutely unique. So yeah, keep the videos coming, Guy. Absolutely love them. Let's see, Dave Oliver. Basically, cheers for all your videos, mate. You give me something to talk about every week. I'll be chatting very briefly later on about the Evil Dead Rise trailer that you put a video on about a couple of days ago. So I'll have a couple of words about that a bit later on. But keep the videos coming, mate. We absolutely love them. Let's see, who else have I got here? Callie, for being a complete original. They broke the mold with you, didn't they? Hey, so yeah, that's what this group is all about. Basically, we're a diverse, different bunch of people, as I've said before, with different opinions, and it just works. It just really works, and I love it. So yeah, thanks, Callie, for all your contributions, for all the videos that you've been putting on within the group. I'll be coming on to that one a bit later on as well. Steve McCartney, thank you very much for feeding my love of independent cinema with your Criterion videos, and the new one, which I'm really looking forward to having a look at, which is the 4K Kino Lorber collection. I'll be taking a look at that one a little bit later on. So yeah, thanks for that, dude. What else have I got here? Who else? Dave Lowe. Doormat Diaries, absolutely loving them. The highlight of it for me sometimes is wondering where the elf is going to turn up. Sometimes sitting on top of the package on the floor, sometimes stuffed inside the letterbox. Absolutely love it. And again, you have the same sort of love for, let's see, sort of low budget cult type films. The kind of movies that make the Video Archives podcast so successful and so much of a pleasure to listen to. You've had 2 through this week, which I'm really looking forward to. There's one that I'm really curious about, The Iceman Cometh. I've never heard of it. Now, I've heard of The Iceman Cometh, the stage play, but obviously it's nothing to do with that. But I wouldn't mind a look at that one. So I'm going to be trying to track that one down at some point, because I'm just curious to see what it's like. I may take a look at the trailer actually and post that a bit later on. But yeah, loving the Doormat Diaries, mate, and your passion for these kind of movies shines through. It really does, and it's a pleasure to see them on there. I think a lot of the time we tend to concentrate on sort of the popular movies, the blockbusters, and this, that, and the other. And it is nice to talk about the lower budget, the lesser known movies, the rare movies, the impossible to find movies. And again, it's what makes this group unique, is that we have such a mix of films that we talk about. So yeah, keep the Doormat Diaries going, mate. You've definitely cornered the market on that one, and I look forward to seeing what you've got coming through over the coming months. So yeah, love that. Let's see, who else have I got here? Caroline, my old mate Caroline. I've known Caroline for decades, since we were not kids, sort of teenagers really. She's just a lovely lady, and she is the voice of reason on the group. I think when things get a little bit out of hand, she sort of steps in and calms us all down with a nice gentle post. So thanks ever so much, Caroline, for that. It's lovely to have you aboard, it really is. And I love hearing your opinions on, again, movies that I probably wouldn't normally bother. I tend to write down all of the movies that you recommend, There was one called, I think, The Love Letter, which I've not watched yet, but I have got it on the watch list. And it's movies like that, again, that make the group so unique, is that we can talk about films that, you know, a lot of people have not heard about or would not normally entertain watching. And I think people like me, you and Dave Lowe, we tend to champion those kind of films. So yeah, it's great to have you in amongst us, Caroline. Who else have we got here? Also, excuse me, just bear with me a second. I have got notes here, but they're all over the place. I wasn't going to do this morning. I was actually going to save this for next week, but I thought, to hell with it. Let's just kick it off now. And also a big thanks to everybody that posts videos on the group. I'm going to be making a lot more of an effort over the next year to watch a lot more of them and to comment on them. Specifically, the Cult Lords, Dane and the other one whose name I can't remember. Sorry, Guy. What is it? Dane and Notes. We love them, don't we? I'm so sorry. But the Cult Lords, yes. Love your videos, guys. Really do. Also, Mike Hughes has just started posting The Real Fifth Beatle. Looking forward to seeing more from you, mate. Rick Mallin. Total nut job, but we love you for it. He's just posted one on, well, last night, New Year's Eve, basically running over some, I presume, some things that have happened throughout the year. I'm going to be taking a look at that one later this morning and probably commenting on that one sort of next week. But yeah, Rick, total loon, but brilliant. Scott, thank you very much for all your support, as per usual, mate. Whenever I post a video, you're always there with the nice comments and sort of recommending me movies, again, that I would not normally bother with. But I'm certainly glad that I do bother with them. So thanks ever so much for your support, mate. It really is very, very much appreciated. And I guess myself, that stumped me now. What do I say? I suppose I did start all this in the first place. And hopefully I'm sort of, yeah, I think of myself as sort of the glue that binds it all together, kind of. But again, it's a group effort. It would not happen if it wasn't for all of us, and it would be nowhere near as much fun if it was just me and probably one other person posting. What makes it brilliant is that everybody gets in there, everybody throws their hat in the ring, passes opinions and this, that and the other, and that's what makes it superb, and that's what makes it worth going on to the group every day to see what everybody's talking about. So yeah, thanks to myself, I guess. What else have I got here? Turn my notes over. Yeah, funny enough, I've got Jason at the top of the page here, but I've already talked about your new thread, so I'm not going to go over that one again. But it's it. Oh God, I can't get these to stand up. There we go. Yeah, this Forgotten Movies. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming up over the next few weeks. I get the feeling there are going to be a lot of movies in there that I probably will have seen because they are the kind of movies that I tend to watch rather than the most popular movies that the specific actor has appeared in. As I said with Jack Nicholson, I've heard of The Pledge, but I've never seen it. That's one you've caught me out on there, and I had to go for sort of Easy Rider, possibly even One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But these are well-known movies, so I probably need to pick one from his filmography. Maybe one that I've never heard of, possibly The Pledge. Actually, there's no reason why not, because I haven't actually seen it, and see what I can make of that. You also put a post on about Midco Toys opening up in, I believe, the Octagon Centre. I'm really looking forward to having a wander around there. It won't be during work hours, obviously, as in on a work day. It'll be when I'm on holiday. I can just pop down and sort of have a proper little browse around. But I can't say I've ever been in a store like that does sort of memorabilia, masks, games, that kind of thing. The nearest I ever got to that was when I visited London, and I'm going back, oh Christ, must be 40 years plus. There was a shop in Dean Street. It was called 58 Dean Street Records, and this was in the days when I used to collect the soundtracks that I used to show off on the videos on vinyl. And I would spend hours in there just going through them. I'd usually come out with a fair old bag of sort of soundtracks, imported soundtracks, rare soundtracks, and that was probably the last time I went in a store that specialised in movie sort of stuff, but it was just soundtracks. There was a store down there that did sort of posters and stuff like that, and I did get a couple from there, but that would have been about the same time. So it's going to be nice for me to wander into a place like that and just have a look at what's available nowadays. I can't see me going into the collectible figure side of it. It's not really me, but certainly all the other stuff I shall take a look at. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens with that. Let's see. Oh, Chris! Oh, I've done this as well. I'm really cocking this up this morning. I've got a note here. Chris, cheers for the Christmas movie Adventathon. I've already done that, and everybody else who posted. It was good to see what you all got for Christmas, by the way. I'm going to be showing you my Christmas haul in a couple of minutes. Mostly 4Ks and Blu-rays and books, but I'll show you what I got in a few minutes. Let's see. Callie, looking forward to more of your Hun You Geeky Showing podcast. Also, the Random Guy Experience. Can't wait for that to come back. And also Callie's Collectibles. As I say, not really into the collectibles side of it, but I still love looking at other people's collections of that kind of thing, especially if they're displayed well, like yours seem to be. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Maybe it's something I should get into. I did used to collect many years ago Airfix models of like the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space. I did have a model of the Seaview submarine from Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I built it. It looked absolutely gorgeous. I took it down to a small pond. You know what's coming, don't you? I'd have only been about 8 or 9 years old. Took it down to a pond to see whether it would float. It promptly sailed out into the middle of the pond and then sank without a trace. I never saw it again. But I did used to collect those kind of things, and I would love maybe models of a new model of the Seaview or the Lost in Space robot. I did actually have. Can I get up and show this? Just bear with me a second while I just stretch up a bit. There we go. This is the nearest that I got to it. I had this bought for me. This is one of my prized possessions. It does talk, but I believe the battery is dead. So, and I've got a Dalek up there, but I'm not going to reach up and get that one. I'll do that one later on. But that was the nearest I got to sort of collectibles. But I used to love stuff like that. Just don't seem to do it anymore. So yeah, looking forward to seeing your collections, Callie, and what's coming up. And also your review of those 2 Clive Barker books that you got for Christmas. The Hellbound Heart. Am I right in saying that was the inspiration for the movie Hellraiser? I believe you mentioned that on the podcast where you did the interview with the 2 people that worked on the movie. So I'm fairly sure I'm right on that, but I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on that one. Dave Oliver. Love the video on the Evil Dead Rise trailer. Really can't wait for that. I do need to watch Army of Darkness. It's the only one of the trilogy that for some strange reason I've never got round to watching. I don't know why, I've just never really fancied it very much. But I do need to watch it, obviously, if I'm going to be watching Evil Dead Rise. Hope you're feeling better, mate. I know exactly how you're feeling. I had this thing for about 2 weeks and it drove me bloody crazy. The coughing was mental. That was why I didn't do a proper video last week. And I said I was going to be taking a couple of weeks off because I honestly thought it was going to drag out that long. But I seem to have got over the worst of it. I still cough, but not the way I was doing. So I do completely sympathise with you on that one, and I really hope you feel better soon, because we're looking forward to getting obviously more videos from you. And as I say, you always give me something to talk about every week, even if it's only 5 or 6 minutes. You give me stuff to talk about, so really grateful for that. As I say, I hope you're feeling better. Now then, right. Challenge Tony. I don't know whether you'd actually call this a challenge or so. I was basically instructed to watch 2 movies under the threat of having my letterbox boarded up, um, which I'm hoping isn't a euphemism, guys. For fuck's sake. The 2 movies were Elf, which I think I spoke about on the last video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. It's one of those movies again that I watched way too late and regretted it. It was really, really good. It will become part of my um, sort of yearly ritual of Christmas movies that I watch. I just thought it was charming, really, really good. The best part for me, as I said last time, was the actual theme music at the very beginning. It stuck in my head and it is still in there now. That one, you know it. The other one was Love Actually. Oh my God, I resisted watching this. I don't do rom-coms, hardly ever. The only one that I've ever truthfully watched and enjoyed is Sleepless in Seattle. I love Tom Hanks, I love Meg Ryan, and the soundtrack was just glorious. It was a lot of old Great American Songbook songs, Nat King Cole, Jimmy Durante, Gene Autry, that kind of thing. It was just delightful. Um, and that was probably the movie that actually started the whole rom-com thing off. I don't know. But that's the only one I've ever watched. So I don't normally like them. I usually find them very, very boring. But under this particular threat, I thought I'd better take a look at it. Um, I loved it. I really did. I didn't realise it was 2.25 hours long. It's a long film. Um, but I thought everybody in it was absolutely superb. And you were right, Guy. The star turn in this movie is Bill Nighy, without a doubt. He is. There you go, without a doubt. The first one of the year. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Um, Best line in that would have to be when he was, I think he's on a kids' TV show, and he looks at the camera and says, "Kids, don't buy drugs. All you need to do is become a rock star and you'll get them given to you." I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought everybody was superb. Hugh Grant was just as likable as ever. Um, I thought the whole thing was charming. So again, I think that's going to be a regular, but it probably will be the only rom-com that is a regular. So the other challenge, Tony, that I got, which I'm going to see if I can get hold of this, is Mad Heidi. My God, what a mental looking film that is. Fucking hell. Um, I watched the trailer. I don't even know what to compare it to. But I'm going to get a copy of it. I think that's Rick that bought that one up. So I'm going to be having a look at that. Let's see. The only bit of news that I've got this week, really, I think I posted it a week or two back actually, is The Goonies. It appears to be um, in development as a TV series. I don't know how this is going to work. This is another movie that I was a bit late coming to the party to. I only saw this movie for the first time maybe a year, 18 months ago. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, regretted not watching it years ago. Um, but a TV series of The Goonies, interesting idea. Can't wait to see how that one works. I think it's going to be one of those that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. We shall see what we do with that one. Um, right, very quickly, I'll run through this Christmas haul. Let's see, starting off with these. I thought these were lovely. Let me get them. Some coasters. I've been after some of these for ages. Glass ones. Marilyn Monroe. Charlie Chaplin. My heroes, Laurel and Hardy, the 2 funniest guys that ever lived. And Guy Jessup Braithwaite, better known as Dean Martin. Sorry, Guy, I had to get that one in. So that's those. And now, let's see. My other half actually got this, but I will be reading this, and I actually bought it for him, so carry on regardless. It's getting to the bottom of Britain's favourite comedy films. I love stuff like this. This is one that I can, again, just dip into, pick up basic facts and put that down again. So yeah, I will be having a read through that. There's some photographs in there, if I remember right. Yeah, there is in the centre. So that's one to watch. Now then, this is the good stuff. This is what you want to see. First one, the Godfather trilogy on 4K. Now I've got this on Blu-ray, but I really wanted to see what it looked like on 4K. Now I've had a quick look at all of these and just check the quality out, because I do that nowadays. I just like to see what they look like, and I have to say that for a film that's 50 years old, over 50 years old, this is looking absolutely superb. I need to find time to watch these. The Godfather, the original, is about 3 hours. I believe Godfather 2 is about 4 hours, and Godfather 3, I think, is about 2.5. So I need to find the time to watch these, but I will be taking a look at those for sure. Next one, Jurassic World Dominion, the extended version. I've seen all the other Jurassic World movies and of course the Jurassic Park movies. This one I haven't seen. I really wanted to see the extended version. So yeah, this is one I'm going to be watching over the next couple of weeks, most definitely. Ah, this had to come. Top Gun Maverick. I only saw Top Gun for the first time. Let's see, it would have been again last year, maybe the year before. First time. Absolutely loved it. Been dying to see this. The 4K of this, the image is just pin sharp. It is perfect. So really, really looking forward to getting a look at that one. And this one I've been after for quite a while. Star Trek the Motion Picture, the director's cut. Now I wanted ideally the collector's edition, which is the one with all the art cards and all the bits and pieces, but it's sold out ridiculously fast. So I actually put this one on my Christmas list and said I really, really like this. So I've ended up with this one. Again, it looks brilliant for a movie that is, I think it's well over 40 years old. It's just brilliant. It's about 2.25 hours long. I'm looking forward to seeing what the extra scenes are. But again, in 4K, it just looks beautiful. And I'm really looking forward to watching that one. Now on to a couple of, well, that's pretty much it. Sound ungrateful, don't I? There's a couple here that I ordered. I heard this one talked about on the Video Archives podcast and thought, I haven't seen that for years. That's Magic. It stars Anthony Hopkins in what I think personally is an equal performance to Silence of the Lambs. And Burgess Meredith, who played obviously Rocky's trainer, he played the Penguin in Batman, as his agent. Basically, Hopkins plays a ventriloquist, and basically the personality of the dummy takes over him. Anne Margaret is in this as well, who I remember mostly from the Who's rock opera Tommy. But this is an absolutely brilliant movie. I'm going to watch this hopefully next weekend. To reacquaint myself with it. I've not seen it for a few years. I do remember it being really, really creepy. But Hopkins' performance in this is equal, if not better, to me than Silence of the Lambs. So I'm really looking forward to watching that. And finally, I've been banging on about this one for months. Silent Running. This is one of Mark Kermode's favourite sci-fi movies. I don't know an awful lot about it. All I know is, from what I've heard, I'm going to absolutely love this. I believe it concerns a guy in space, in a great big sort of place where he grows trees. It's hard to explain. I need to watch this before I talk about it. And it is also, now if I can do an unboxing of this, I will do it very quickly. I'm hoping it all comes away. This is a steelbook as well. Bear with me. There we go. So the steelbook just looks great. Okay, you've got a card in there, and if I just open, normally things come falling out when I do this. There's a little sort of, there you go. There's the disc. I believe it's Blu-ray and 4K, and I've got a little book here as well, which I presume is going to be sort of about the making of it, that kind of thing. So yeah. Looking forward very much to getting a look at that. I may even bang that on very, very shortly this morning. And obviously I've also got this book which will explain a lot more about the movie. So yeah, I will be taking a look at that one. Now, very, very quickly before this runs over, Saturday Chit Chat, what has happened to it? It's going to be done once a month from now on. I was setting myself some unrealistic targets as far as watching movies goes. But if I can do it once a month, I can watch as many movies as I possibly can and review them all in basically in a once a month format, if that makes any sense. I'll explain it better next time. But Saturday Chit Chat will be back, but it will be at the end of this month, and I will hopefully have I've already got 3 or 4 to talk about. So I'm hoping that will work a lot better. Right, I'm going to disappear because this is over 30 minutes and it's going to run. I'm going to stop any minute. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe, like and share and all that. Again, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And I look forward to many more of these in basically this year. So have a great Sunday, folks. Have a great New Year. And I will talk to you all again next weekend. Take care. Ta-da.